Alright guys, welcome back to Our World Outdoors. So today we're going to be doing the summer loadout. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this one. Pretty minimal, not a lot to really go through, so this shouldn't take too long. So let's start off. 3F UL gear, 35 to 45 liter. It's actually kind of slim, but it definitely fits more than that if you wanted to have it unrolled at the top. Looking at about 1.7 pounds on this. Now that I've done a little modifications, nothing major. I could probably cut some straps and cut it down and do a lot of other things, but for right now I'm pretty happy with it the way it is. It is frameless. I tell people to stay under 20 pounds with a frameless pack. I would push this to 24 and feel comfortable as long as I was going to be eating some of the weight down. So let's move on here. This is my food bag. It's a dry bag. It's got that clip there, that D-ring. That's what I use to hang it when I hang my bear line. It's not real heavy duty, but in most of the areas we've been in, it hasn't been a problem. Where as long as you can keep it away from like chipmunks and squirrels and raccoons, it's generally not a problem. Alright, so this is my Costco quilt with bag. It's 1 pound. 1 pound altogether. Done. This is what I use. Now this is a summer loadout, so you have to understand that this is a late spring, summer, early fall loadout. And people say, well, this is just 55 degrees you're supposed to get down to in this. Well, yes, but if you continue to watch, you'll see how I can get lower than that comfortably. So 1 pound for the Costco quilt, down quilt. And I know a lot of people have been asking where you can get these. You have to actually make a free account on Costco.com to be able to see these. So let's go on. This is my folding foam sleep pad, super budget friendly, 0.6 pounds, so basically a ½ pound. Not the most comfortable thing compared to guys that's got the insulated stuff and all that, but I can't do the weight of the extra ½ pound and the difference of comfort. Now in wintertime we're working on some other solutions, but for right now this is actually pretty good. Now we go to our trekking poles. Now mine are a little heavier than my wife's. These are Walmart poles, but these are a little bit more expensive ones. Outdoor products. But mine have the topper on them to where doing it one-handed is a pain. You can hook your phone or you can screw in right there for filming. I don't use trekking poles a lot if you guys watch me in videos, but it is necessary for my tent, so I am going to put it in on the loadout. Like 1.1 pounds, I think. You know, one of those things you got to have when you've got a tent that uses trekking poles. Beanie only comes in the weather that's needed, but I'm going to add it in here to put every possible scenario. Inflatable pillow. My little $2 one. Check out the video if you haven't seen it. That's not a bad pillow. It's actually a better hammock pillow, but it does pretty good and I can't complain. Okay, moving on. The Land Shan 2. This is a 2-person tent. I don't have to go this heavy, but I like it so much I carry it, period. This one I think we have it at about 2.7 pounds. And we're getting ready to do some modifications to take it a little lower. I'm not trying to be some gram weenie, but you know, any little bit I can cut is helpful. Now this dry bag. Inside this dry bag is everything we take for a 1 or 2 day overnight. That's going to sound really gross because this is all the clothes we take. But you have to understand, when you're out for 1 or 2 days, it's not that big a deal. So in here, I have a change of socks. Sometimes we put 2 changes of socks, but usually just 1. And then I have Cuddle Does bottoms and Cuddle Duds tops. Those are insulated, moisture wicking, like a legging and an insulated top. There is nothing I've found better than these, and the price is phenomenal. We actually got these on sale at Walmart for $7 for the bottoms and $7 for the tops. And they are amazing. You can hike in them. They won't make you sweat terribly. I really love it. As far as this whole bag and this whole thing, it's like 1 pound, 1.25 pounds for this whole set. That's my clothes. Now, once again, when dead of summer comes, the Cuddle Duds stay home, and we just take extra socks. We may take a pair of sleeping shorts in the place of the Cuddle Duds, so the weight's going to go down there. So when you hear my overall weight, that's a 3 season. All right, some of you will be like, well, that's still kind of high. You're not ultralight. Well, no, I'm not. But if you actually took all the stuff out and measured my summer weight, it'd be a lot lower. Moving on. Sit pad. Little $2 sit pad, $2.50 sit pad. That little guy was almost not worth the trouble. 5 weeks I waited for that from China. But it was $2.50 out the door, shipping and all, so can you really complain? I take this, generally if my wife's with me, she uses this as a frame in the back of her pack. My pack, they say you can use these for frames, but I don't need to because the back straps are padded and it's just nuts. So there's that. That weighs nothing, literally. Alright, on to this first bag. This has the bear line, an extra fire starter. These are Weber cubes. I'll be doing a video on these later. My silicone tip spoon. One of the few things you can find at REI for $5 or $7. A silicone cup, pop-up cup, and an extra thing of coffee. I always carry my extra thing of coffee now. Learn my lesson hard, Zaleski. So that's basically like my basic food stuff. Over here, skincare. I take this pretty seriously now. Years of working outside have taught me a lot. So we take a stick style, it's a 50 SPF Ultra Sport that doesn't drip in your eyes. It works pretty good. Chapstick, an alcohol wipe or two, just in case you got something like poison ivy you need to clean up. Chafing relief gel, Monostat Complete Care. That's a game changer. If you guys don't know about that, check out our chafing Galding video. That stuff, I promise you, it'll make Body Glide or any kind of crazy special expensive shorts unnecessary. That's a powdered gel. It's awesome. Then of course, everybody knows about Rocket Pure. We've been doing videos about it, trying to bring more into mainstream hiking. After you hike, treat your feet with that. I promise you, you'll change your game. Not to mention that they've got different kind of formulations, and we've been working on reviews of them. Now, not in this bag, because we don't have any right now, is Gold Bond foot powder. Pre-hike Gold Bond foot powder, post-hike the balm, Rocket Pure balm, and you're set. Moving on. Toilet paper, gauze, toothbrush, some meds for sleeping, antihistamines, a little bit of toilet paper, all your normal med kit goodies, band-aids, stuff like that. Now, Toke's titanium pot with a lighter inside, 550 milliliter. This is not the super ultra light one. This is a regular one. Titanium windscreen, like $8 from China. I got a video on that too. And then inside the pot, you can't see it, is my Fancy Feast stove, alcohol stove. So that's basically my cooking setup right there, all in one. Bug protection. Alright, I put this in, a lot of people, you don't see them put this in their loadout videos. But we use the lemon eucalyptus, and you see the bottle's pretty full still. Now the electronics. Now, I said this is a 1 or 2 day loadout, so I don't have my big power bank in here. Our big power bank weighs a pound by itself, but we don't really need that on a 1 or 2 day trip. So what we have in here is headphones, an Energizer headlamp, only because the thing will never freaking die, so I can buy a new one. A cloth to clean the lens of the GoPro. A 3-position charger for the GoPro. 3 batteries, an extra SD card, and a power bank. I think that one's 10,000, if I remember right, 10,000 mAh. But that's pretty much it. So that's my overall loadout. So now that you've seen all the different pieces of gear, it's pretty minimal. We don't use things like dishes or chairs or really any major luxury items. Now, not mentioned here is the weight of the actual little mini tripod I use in the GoPro. And it's amazing how many people put this as separate. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add it in because it's something I can't really call it carry weight. I can't call it like my cell phone where I can put it in my pocket and it doesn't count as this, because it does go in the pack. That is its home. I do carry it all the time, but let's be realistic. It's part of the gear. So I'm going to weigh that in too, just to give you a full setup weight. Now, let's get it all packed up. Let's get it on the scale and see what we got. Okay, we need to get a reference number because when you get on these bathroom scales, they're not great. So I'll get on it 3 times so we get our reference number. $260.5. $260.5. So if we've got 2 of them doing the same, that's close. All right, with pack on. 272.2. Let's do it again just to make sure. $272.2. All right, so I was 260.5. Yes, fat man can hike. And my weight with pack was 272.2. So if I'm doing my math in my head correctly, that's 11.7. 11.7 for a full loadout on base weight is not bad. Now, if you ditch the clothing for the dead of summer, because you don't need base layers in the dead of summer, you don't need your beanie hat. I mean, I could go with a lot less stuff and get down below that 10-pound mark. Not much below it, but I could get below it. But that's really here nor there, because what we're setting up for is to start doing smaller through hikes. An example of that is going to be our Foothills Trail that's upcoming this fall. About 76, 77 miles. And we're not resupplying. We're carrying everything on our backs. So on my pack alone, all right, I will be able to carry comfortably within the pack's limits. The pack's limit's 20 pounds. Any frameless pack is 20 pounds. I've actually seen companies like ULA pushing their limits down to 18. So frameless pack, be confident in your trail weight shouldn't be over 20 pounds. But for me, being that I am almost 12 pounds, I have room for 8 pounds worth of food. Now, with my dehydrated foods that come out per meal about 4 to 5 ounces, You're talking about 7+ days worth of food I can carry if I'm doing dehydrated meals I did myself. Maybe pushing a little more than that. The Foothills Trail is probably going to take us about 5 days, I would guess. So, but that shows you that even at that 20 pound, now like I said, I will be carrying more than that because we're going to bring extra camera gear and extra things. So I will be about 24 pounds starting. And my wife will be probably 22 pounds starting. But be looking for her loadout video coming soon because she packs some of the same stuff. And then she has other things that are more tailored towards women. She also carries a little bit more clothing than I do. But the cost on this, that's something we didn't touch on. With the Lanchan tent being $100, that's free shipping. The pack being $129, free shipping. You add in the poles, the sit pad, sleeping pad. I'd say the complete setup, not counting the GoPro and the electronics, is going to be about $400. And that's buying everything. If you did it like I did it, where you really search around for the best deals, you could probably get it done for about $350, I would guess. And that's for buying the base layers, that's for buying the beanie, that's for everything. The dry bags, the compression sacks, whatever you want to call them. That's everything. The medical kit. So it's not expensive to go hiking or backpacking. And you don't need a $400 pack. You don't need a $600 tent. Are they nice? Are they lighter? Yes. I will never sit here and tell you that my gear can keep up with them high-end companies. It's not made to. But let's be honest, I go out on a lot of trips and my gear is holding up quite well. So until next time, this is Tony with Our World Outdoors. And no matter what time of year, no matter how you feel, take some time to get out in nature and enjoy your life.